Hello there, my name is Valerie White-Williams, and today I'm talking about the solar eclipse that is happening on December 4th, maybe before that, depending on your time zone, in Sagittarius at 12 degrees. Now, throughout the world, people have looked at eclipses, especially the solar eclipses, as major turning points. So the solar eclipse is happening with the new moon. So the new moon is always the initial creation cycle so it's a great way to actually plan goals for the year. Traditional societies have always planted with the lunar cycles. That used to be the calendar. The Gregorian calendar is kind of a vague calendar, but people have always used the lunar cycles. So when we have an eclipse, that is kind of a turning point. So even though it's a new moon, which is bringing in a new cycle, it's like a crisis point because it's kind of 2 in 1, like a full moon is. And so the eclipse is kind of encapsulating a shift and a change. And that's exactly what's going on in our society. We have so many things that need change, for sure. So let's just talk about Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is mutable fire. So all of the astrology signs come in different concepts or what they're working on. There's the cardinal signs. Cardinals take action. They are initiating the energy. There's the fixed signs that hold the energy. They're like the glue. And then we have the mutable. And the mutable is turning around, breaking things down, preparing for the next cycle. So with Sagittarius, it's also fire. So we have air, fire, water, and earth. So Sagittarius is mutable fire, which means we are going to burn things down. We're going to take some changes. We're going to initiate things. And the fire isn't so much real fire, but it's like passion, bringing passion to the mix, bringing energy to the mix. Now, Sagittarius is the archer, so we're throwing that arrow and we're going to make new shifts and changes. And it's very impulsive, it's very energetic, and we're going to create new systems and break down the old systems and create new ones. Sagittarius people tend to be fiery with oratory. I think of it, the preacher is going to say, hey, John the Baptist, like, I have to warn you, we have to do this, we have to go through changes, we need to change our ways, we need to change it. And so that's exactly what's going on with this eclipse, because it's not just like the new moon where we're going to focus on that Sagittarius energy to create some newness, burn down the old, bring back the new, so we can create a new cycle. But there's more to it because we are at a crux point in our world, in our society. We have 2 directions. Are we going to go to being controlled, cyborg robots controlled by an unelected world government? Or are we going to wake up to our divine potential? So I'm going to say it again. We have a choice right now. Are we going to become cyborgs and be controlled by an unelected world government that's going to turn us into robots, or worse, or bring robots in? Or are we going to come to our spiritual knowingness and claim our autonomy? So there's 2 timelines going on. Which one feels best to you? Do you want to live in a society that is controlled by unelected people, that's controlling from top down? Do you think that's something that's going to be reliable over the years? Doesn't work that way. History says otherwise. Or are we going to claim our true spiritual inheritance and be authentic humans living on the planet? So there's a lot of things that's going to keep us from here to there. And this is the time that we need to think about it personally. Because here's the thing. When we are looking at world change, the only thing we can really change is ourselves. But when we visualize what we want to change and we focus on those changes internally, and how we act, that world is going to change. And the way we change the world is we have to visualize that first. I'm not visualizing living in a police state. That's not my goal. I'm visualizing a world where we all have access to everything on this planet. And so there's a lot of control drama going on. There's a control grid. And so once that control grid breaks down, then we're here with each other. Because here's the deal. Nature works together. Our planet was designed to work as a whole. Now, there's no grand poobah person that controls nature. That sounds stupid, right? But nature works together. That's what we are too. So I know it sounds kind of counterintuitive, but the more we tune into that vibration, the more we're going to create it and allow it in our lives. Now, with this eclipse, if you know your chart, we can go in and take a look at where we're going to find this in your chart. So you're going to find it where you're going to be at 12 degrees Sagittarius. Now, I forgot to talk about the 12 degrees, so I'm going to kind of backtrack now. 12 degrees, according to my teacher, Connie Kaplan, represents creativity. I think this is very potent because her idea of creativity, it's just a word, but it's a cosmic concept of bringing different things together. Putting things that you don't think go together. So this is a chance for us to put things together that's going to serve humanity and the whole earth, without, of course, the corporate control and all the things that are corporate, people who think they're better than us. We don't need to accept that. We don't. But let's go back to our personal chart, because that's where we're going to start. First of all, we have to think about the vision of what we want to create. So it's on the macrocosm, and then we have the vision of what we want to create in our own personal life. So for me, Sagittarius at 12 degrees is in my third house. And that's the house of communication and speaking out, which is what I'm trying to do. Because I tend to want to keep my opinions to myself. I want to be respectful. I have a full house on the 9th house. And so I tend to like, philosophy and languages and things like that. But with the Sagittarius, boom, right there in my third house, I need to speak out. And I need to help people understand the power that we do have. Because we are spiritual beings, we are resonance, frequency. And so that's what we need to do, is tune our vibration and visualize a world. And I mean that. You have so much power with your visualization. We can visualize a world where we can all work together like nature, We're meant to be that way. We've been kind of like hacked. Our system has been hacked by an outside force. This is not where we're supposed to be living like, nor has it been since millennia of time. So the indigenous cultures, they're remnants. And there are indigenous cultures from all over the world. And I was fortunate enough to kind of get a sense, an inkling of that when I went to Sweden, because I think the places that are kind of remote have kept a bit more of that memory or traditions intact. So I hope this is helpful. I want to encourage you to think about what kind of world you want. Don't just accept what you're being planted. And also think about your chart in the Sagittarius at 12 degrees and what is that fiery energy calling to you to communicate or to just experience in your chart. Own it. We all need to be on board with this. All right, so if you have any comments about this moon, Sagittarius, what's going on, eclipses, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. And if you like this content, make sure you subscribe and click on the bell. Because I talk about a lot of things from astrology, the eclipses, new moons, clairvoyance, things like that. So if you want to like that, give me a heads up and click that bell. And last of all, I want to let you know of my passion projects. I have 2 on Facebook. First one is YouTube success strategies, and that's where I'm coaching people how to build a YouTube channel, because it's not just about making content. There's so many other pieces to the puzzle to be successful. And last of all, I have a group called Creative Soul Alignment, and that's for people that are interested in spirituality and creativity. Because like I've said, when we are creating, we are using our divine powers to visualize a world that's going to work for everybody without the creepy overlords. We don't have to accept that. And so we have to visualize it first. We got to come together. Come together right now. Yes, that's what we have to do. All right, so let me know. All the description of those groups are in the description below, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye.